Good, happy Tuesday morning, October 16, 2018. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, United to end flights from Manchester to New York. Add flights to Washington. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
United Airlines announces some changes coming soon to its flight schedules. Starting in the spring, the airline will no longer fly from Manchester-Boston Regional Airport to Newark in New Jersey. Sheila Smith of Bedford doesn't fly often.
Oh, maybe twice a year, usually visiting family.
But was surprised by the news since Newark is usually where she's headed.
It was like, oh, I have a son in New Jersey, so what's going to happen now?
According to United, it currently operates 3 50-seat flights between Manchester and Newark. Starting March 31st, it will instead offer 2 70-seat and 1 50-seat flight to Washington Dulles, adding 40 more seats per day just to a different destination. Still looking to get to the New York area? The only option out of Manchester will be Delta's daily flight to LaGuardia.
Not quite as convenient, but we'll make it work.
A spokesperson for the airline says shifting the Manchester flights to Dulles allows United to optimize the strengths of its East Coast hubs, and it will be able to offer customers more opportunities to conveniently connect to cities. As for Smith, and the next time she wants to visit her son and his family in New Jersey,
we'll make it work. If you have to get there, you have to get there.
And of course, this may also come as welcome news for anyone looking for more flight options from Manchester down to the D.C. area. These changes, they go into effect March 31st. We're live in Manchester tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police investigating after shooting victim found in Dorchester. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Is pain a common symptom of breast cancer? I'm Dr. Nadine Tung, Director of Breast Medical Oncology at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Get answers to breast cancer myths, what to do if you find a lump, and other breast health questions at wcvb.com/health.
This is breaking right now. Boston police are on the scene of a shooting in Dorchester. Sources are telling us that the victim was found right near Ditson and Charles Street. So far, there's no word on any injuries. No arrests have been reported, and that shooting comes after 7 homicides in Boston in the last 10 days.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Suspicious letter sent to home of Senator Susan Collins in Bangor. A suspicious letter was sent to the Bangor home of Maine Republican Senator Susan Collins Monday afternoon. Collins' husband, Tom, was home and received the letter. The senator's spokesperson, Annie Clark, said. The letter claimed to contain ricin, Clark said. The letter comes less than 2 weeks after Collins announced she would vote to confirm Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the U.S. Supreme Court. Collins' office said she received several threats before and after the vote. Police said they responded to the home on West Broadway at 1:40 p.m. to investigate the suspicious letter. A heavy police presence was reported outside of Collins' home. Police said the fire department and hazmat team from Oron were involved in the investigation. Officials said Collins was not home when the letter was received, but she said and her husband were. But she said her husband was at the home Monday night. Police said there is no reason to believe the public is in any danger. Bangor Police and U.S. Capitol will release new information as it becomes available. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen dies of cancer at age 65. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen died from complications of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma on Monday afternoon. And all of us from the Riley King Network send our thoughts and prayers to Paul Allen and his family and to the Microsoft company as well. Beach home survivors, storm nearly untouched. We intend to build it to survive. Let's take a listen to ABC News.
Every child needs clothing to wear, and we discovered we can really help people with disabilities just by doing a few things differently with our Cat and Jack clothing. The really great part about working on this type of product is meeting the families.
I just hugged her. I just had to hug her and tell her how important this is. Thanks to the Cat and Jack adaptive line, Bentley just gets to be a kid for once.
President Trump and the First Lady seeing firsthand the devastation in Florida. And tonight, 5 days since this hurricane now, there are still people authorities say they have not heard from. The president handing out water and touring some of the damage today. And look at the before and after tonight. This is Panama City, the power before, and this image from after. Thousands without power still tonight. And this evening, the story behind this help sign. It turns out a family member searching satellite images on her own, finding it, and then getting help to her family trapped. Meteorologist Rob Marciano from Panama City, Florida tonight. Rob?
David, we're almost a week into this disaster, so the time was right for the president to pay a visit. And what he saw was a scope of destruction that requires a massive response.
President. Tonight, President Trump and the First Lady getting their first look at the destruction from Hurricane Michael in Lynn Haven, Florida.
Hard to believe. I've seen pictures, but it's hard to believe when you're above it in a plane and to see the total devastation. You see no houses left there. Not even the pads are left. It's incredible.
Meanwhile, on the hard-hit ground zero of Mexico Beach, first responders searching all weekend for more than 40 people still unaccounted for. Officials telling us tonight there's still a few people they have yet to hear from. One woman, desperate to reach her family, was looking at NOAA's satellite photos of the storm zone when she discovered the word help written in giant letters on the ground outside her grandmother's home. Directing first responders there, her family is now safe tonight.
What is most striking about this hurricane damage is not just the thousands of homes that are damaged, but these retail storefronts that are completely blown out. Hundreds of commercial spaces
damaged or completely destroyed. As Hurricane Michael made landfall, our Ginger Z was broadcasting live from Mexico Beach.
And David, no matter where you are in the storm, I just saw something I have never seen. I saw an entire home taken off of its foundation and rolled down the street.
And we're just now seeing this video shot during the hurricane. You see the condo building where Ginger was as Michael bore down. Those hurricane-proof windows, not one shattering. The building still standing thanks to its concrete and rebar construction. And tonight, one of the few homes still intact. This house had just been built to withstand 250-mile-per-hour winds. Surveillance cameras capturing the storm. They just didn't know a hurricane of this strength would hit so soon. Back in Panama City tonight. What does it feel like? What are you feeling right now?
It could have been us, and I'm just so grateful that we have the ability to do this for someone else.
We meet Stevie McGinnis and her daughter, driving here from Destin, bringing home-cooked food to those in need. And there was this moment. Firefighters using duct tape to build a makeshift flagpole on Mexico Beach.
And we stand together. And that's what that flag symbolizes.
So many first responders. Rob joined us tonight from Panama City, and Rob, just an incredible scene there now, 5 days after Michael made landfall. You've been on the ground the entire time, we know that. And you pointed out their supplies aren't getting in, but actually getting those supplies to families remains the challenge tonight?
Yeah, absolutely right, David. We're getting a lot of supplies to distribution points, but a lot of people still having a hard time getting to those spots. But as you saw, Good Samaritans are stepping in, and that wasn't isolated. And amongst this horrible situation, we are seeing humanity at its finest. As for the recovery as a whole, that's going to take years, David.
All right, Rob Marciano still on the scene for us tonight. Thank you, Rob.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit.